Lakshmibai 1828–1858, the Rani, a queen of Jhansi, who gained mythic status in the colonial and nationalist Indian imagination because of her resistance to British rule during the uprising of 1857. Today, Indian school children know her for a single iconic image, astride a leaping horse, sword raised high, with her adopted son clinging to her back. The British military are about to conquer her fort, and instead of surrendering, she is making a dramatic midnight escape from the ramparts. When I looked down from the fort walls she supposedly leapt from, only one word came to mind: splat. An itinerant priest hiding in her fort at the time described a more plausible exit scenario: down a back staircase and into the night black hills. For their part, the British preserved the Queen in memory as a tempestuous 19th century villainess. This Jezebel Rani, as a British officer termed her, has since animated a host of adventure and romance novels. Neither Western nor Indian tales leave much room for the actual, practical, earthbound person who ruled over a mid-sized kingdom around 400 kilometers south of Delhi. So it is a relief to gain, from the priest's observations, a glimpse of the sort of woman rarely seen in Royal Indian annals. This strong-willed queen is athletic, weightlifting, wrestling and hands-on as a ruler, so much so that she punished criminals herself, with the whack of her stick. Following the death of her husband, the land-hungry British annexed Jhansi under a doctrine that enabled them to grape up princely states. Lakshmibai tried to get her dominion back through a series of frustrating negotiations, but when diplomacy stumbled, she decided that rebellion marched from the north in 1857 might help strengthen her claims. After she harbored them in her fort, they massacred British officers and their families, upon which the British bombed her fort, then breached the walls. 2 months after her escape, they killed her. They ascribe to Lakshmibai a woman whose independence and unconventionality are qualities more relevant to contemporary women than supposed supernatural powers. Given how little documentation we have of powerful women in the pre-independence pantheon, what is lost when we turn away from real historical evidence is painful. Sir Hugh Rose wrote to the Duke of Cambridge after Lakshmibai's death, and described her as remarkable in her bravery, cleverness and perseverance. The most dangerous of all the rebel leaders, and called her a sort of Indian Joan of Arc. Colonel Mason wrote in his History of the Indian Mutiny that whatever her faults in British eyes may have been, her countrymen will ever remember that she was driven by ill treatment into rebellion, and that she lived and died for her country.